You didn't choose to be born into struggle, but you do choose whether it ends with you or continues through you. You may have inherited poverty, but staying poor is a decision, not a destiny. You can't control your origin, but you are 100% responsible for your outcome. Stop before you make an excuse, before you blame the economy, your upbringing, your boss, your country, your parents. I want you to listen to a truth no one taught you in school. Poverty begins in the mind. Wealth begins in the mind. And until you change your mind, no amount of hard work, no miracle, no mentor, no program will save you. What you're about to hear will offend some. It will challenge your habits. It will expose the lies you've told yourself. But if you keep listening, it will change everything. Roadmap. Now listen carefully, because this is not another motivational speech. This is a blueprint for mental and financial transformation, not built on empty promises, not built on overnight nonsense, but built on principles that have created millionaires, inventors, and empires. And if you stick with me to the end, you're going to walk away with something most people never get in life: control of your mind and control of your outcome. Here's what we're going to cover: 7 principles of wealth. Poverty begins in the mind. The wealthy mindset blueprint, reprogramming the mind. Wealth is attracted, not chased. Action transforms everything. Overcoming fear and doubt. Wealth is a responsibility. This is your map, this is your mirror, and by the end of it, the only question left will be this: are you still thinking poor, or are you finally ready to think rich and live rich? Wealth principle 1. Poverty begins in the mind. Look around you. Every building, every business, every invention, every fortune, it all began in a mind. Not a wallet, not a factory, not a bank, a mind. The richest soil for success or failure is not beneath your feet, it's behind your eyes. Napoleon Hill said it plain: thoughts are things. That's not metaphor, that's law. And if you've spent most of your life thinking like the broke, the bitter, the stuck, guess what you've been planting? That's right, poverty. Now understand this: there is no shame in growing up with little. There is only shame in letting that define how you think for the rest of your life. A poor mindset is not about how much money you have. It's about how you think about money, how you see risk, how you handle failure, how you define what's possible. The programming of poverty. The poverty mindset is not born, it is taught. It's taught in schools that reward obedience, not imagination. It's taught in homes where fear of failure is greater than hunger for success. It's taught by governments and systems that tell you to play it safe. You were trained to think poor, trained to avoid risk, trained to fear judgment, trained to work for money instead of learning how to make money work for you. Robert Kiyosaki in Rich Dad, Poor Dad said, "The poor and the middle class work for money. The rich have money work for them." It starts with belief. What do you believe about yourself, about your worth, about what you're capable of? Because I promise you, if deep down you believe you're not meant for wealth, you'll sabotage every opportunity you get. The internal script. You might not even realize you're repeating it. I'm not good with money. I wasn't born into wealth. People like me don't get rich. Rich people are greedy. Money is the root of all evil. Wrong. All wrong. Money is a tool. It builds schools or buys drugs. It feeds families or funds war. It reflects the hands it rests in. Poverty mindset demonizes money because it doesn't understand it. It fears what it doesn't control. And until you rewrite that script, your financial life won't change, even if your income does. Carnegie Hill and the birth of the mindset movement. When Andrew Carnegie commissioned a young, broke Napoleon Hill to study the secrets of the wealthy, he wasn't asking for get-rich-quick schemes. He wanted a philosophy of achievement. What Hill discovered after 25 years of studying 500-plus millionaires was simple. The starting point of all achievement is desire. Desire, not background, not luck, not education. Desire backed by belief, and belief enforced by action. This was the beginning of modern success philosophy, and it all starts in the mind. Hill interviewed Edison, Ford, Rockefeller, and more. None of them started rich, but all of them trained their minds to think rich, act rich, and create rich results. If you want to escape the poverty mindset, you must do the same. Told she was nothing, but she had a vision, a belief that she was meant for more. She studied, she learned, she visualized, she walked into newsrooms and TV stations where no one looked like her and said, "I belong here." Fast forward, billionaire, media empire, philanthropist. Not because of luck, because she thought differently, believed differently, chose differently. Action step, mental inventory. Take a blank sheet of paper. At the top write, what do I believe about money? Now write everything that comes to mind. The good, the bad, the ugly. Now ask, would a wealthy person believe these things? If the answer is no, cross them out. Start rewriting your beliefs like your life depends on it. Because it does. Closing this chapter. You can't build a mansion on a cracked foundation, and you can't build wealth on a broken mindset. This was part 1. In part 2, we'll give you the blueprint for a wealthy mind. How the rich think, plan, and act from day 1. Remember, change your mind or your life won't change. See you in part 2. Stay hungry, stay awake, and for God's sake, stop thinking poor. Wealth principle number 2, the wealthy mindset blueprint. Recap and setup. You've learned the hard truth. Poverty doesn't begin in your bank account. It begins in your beliefs. And if that's true, then wealth isn't just about earning more. It's about thinking differently. In this part, we dive into the exact mental blueprint used by the wealthy, the thought patterns, habits, and mental programming that separate those who build wealth from those who only wish for it. These are not secrets, they're systems, and the sooner you adopt them, the faster your external life will mirror your internal shift. The wealthy mindset blueprint, rule number 1. Wealth starts with desire. Napoleon Hill said it clearly. The starting point of all achievement is desire, not vague hopes, not weak wants, burning, white-hot, laser-focused desire. The wealthy don't hope they'll succeed. They expect it. They see it. They write it. They obsess over it. They build their days around it. Desire becomes their fuel, their compass, their obsession. If your goals don't make you a little obsessed, they're not goals. They're distractions. Rule 2, rich people believe in their ability to learn and adapt. Poor mindset says, I don't know how. Rich mindset says, I can learn anything. Elon Musk didn't know how to build rockets, so he read every textbook, hired the best minds, and learned faster than most experts. Wealthy minds don't make excuses. They make adaptations. Every obstacle becomes an education. Every failure becomes feedback. Rule 3, the power of definiteness of purpose. Hill emphasized it again and again. There is one quality that one must possess to win, and that is definiteness of purpose. The wealthy don't dabble. They don't float from idea to idea. They commit. They define exactly what they want. They write it down. They revisit it every day. They align their decisions with it. Example, Arnold Schwarzenegger. As a teenager, he decided he would become the best bodybuilder in the world, then the biggest movie star in America, then a political leader. One by one he did. Why? He had definiteness of purpose. Rule 4, thinking in terms of value, not time. Poor mindset, how many hours do I have to work? Rich mindset, how much value can I create? The poor trade time for money. The wealthy build systems, assets, and leverage. Don't work for money. Make money work for you. Robert Kiyosaki. This doesn't mean you stop working. It means you start building. Rule 5, control your inner circle. You can't build a rich life surrounded by poor minds. The wealthy are intentional about who they spend time with. They network up, not sideways. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Jim Rohn, if everyone around you complains, you'll start complaining. If everyone around you creates, you'll start building. Choose your circle like your life depends on it, because it does. Rule 6, delayed gratification and long-term vision. Poor thinking craves the shortcut. Rich thinking plays the long game. The wealthy trade temporary pleasure for permanent freedom. They save. They reinvest. They delay the Lamborghini until their assets pay for it. Successful people do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do. Robert Campbell think to do. Robert Campbell think to do and for itself and for itself. Robert Campbell think to do and for itself and for it. Wealthy people don't leave their mindset to chance. They train it daily. Morning routines, journaling, visualization, reading. Your subconscious mind works continuously while you are awake and while you sleep. Napoleon Hill, they understand the mind is a muscle and they lift daily. Example, Will Smith. Before every movie, every show, every album, Smith repeated affirmations. I will be the biggest movie star in the world. He believed it before anyone else did. Now so does the world. Action step. Build your wealth mindset ritual. Write your definite major purpose. List your 5 closest influences. Who builds you up? Who drags you down? Set a morning mindset routine. Example, read 10 minutes. Write your goal. Speak your affirmations. Watch your language. Catch every phrase of doubt and flip it. Closing this chapter, the wealthy don't think lucky. They think structured. They think long-term, strategic, deliberate. They don't wait for money to change their life. They change their mind to attract wealth. In part 3, we go deeper. You'll learn how to reprogram your mind for wealth, step by step, so the shift isn't just temporary, because knowing the blueprint is one thing, installing it is another, and that's exactly what we'll do next. Stay sharp, stay consistent. You're not here to play small, you're here to think rich and live it. Wealth principle number 3, reprogramming the mind. By now you've faced the truth. Poverty begins in the mind, and wealth begins in your thoughts. You've seen the mindset blueprint of the wealthy, the patterns, the habits, the beliefs. Now comes the real work, rewiring your brain. You've spent decades being programmed by school, family, media, failure, fear, doubt. Now it's time to break that cycle. This chapter is not theory. It is a step-by-step system to uninstall the poor mindset and install the wealthy one. Let's reprogram your mind. Step 1. Awareness is the first you upgrade. You cannot change what you do not observe. Start noticing your internal dialogue. Every time you say, I can't, I'm not good at, that's not for people like me, that's a line of code in your brain, and it's outdated until you make the unconscious conscious. It will direct your life and you will call it fate. Carl Jung, start writing these down. Capture them in real time. Once you see the pattern, you can break it. Step 2. Rewrite your internal script. Take those limiting thoughts and flip them. Rewrite them like affirmations. Present tense, positive, personal. Examples. I can't afford it. How can I afford it? I'm not smart with money. I'm learning to master money. Rich people are greedy. Wealthy people use money to create good. Your brain responds to repetition. Say these new beliefs daily. Write them. Speak them. Feel them. Step 3. Use visualization to program belief. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. Albert Einstein. Close your eyes. Picture your ideal life, your ideal income, home, freedom, contribution, not as fantasy, as your reality. The subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's vividly imagined and what's real. Wealthy people visualize like it's already theirs. They feel the emotions of arrival before the evidence appears. You must do the same. Step 4. Feed your mind a new diet. Garbage in, garbage out. Your current mindset is a reflection of your mental diet. Change what you read. Change what you watch. Change who you listen to. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Jim Rohn, stop binging negativity. Cut the gossip. Unfollow the broke thinkers. Start listening to wealth-building audio. Start reading biographies of creators, builders, investors. You become what you consume. Step 5. Build new associations through action. Action is the fastest way to overwrite fear. Want to rewire how you see money? Handle more of it. Start tracking every dollar. Open an investment account. Start a micro business. Sell something. Save something. Each small action builds new neural pathways. Confidence is not a gift. It's built through motion. Do the thing and you shall have the power. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Step 6. Surround yourself with mindset mirrors. Environment beats willpower. You need people who reflect the mindset you want. Join a mastermind. Follow winners. Talk to people playing the game at a higher level. Proximity is power. Tony Robbins. It's not just about networking. It's about normalizing success. When winning becomes normal, poverty becomes strange. Reprogramming doesn't happen once. It happens daily. Morning affirmations, gratitude journaling, reading success principles, visualizing your future, reviewing goals. This is not optional. This is the gym for your mind. Miss a day, you lose momentum. Show up daily, you become unstoppable. Example, Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx, started with $5,000 and zero experience in business, visualized success constantly, grew her empire by thinking differently than anyone in her industry. Now a billionaire. Her mental script was this: I did not allow fear of failure to enter my mind. That's reprogramming in action. Action step, mental reprogramming plan. Write down your top 5 limiting beliefs about money. Flip each one into a power belief. Record yourself reading those beliefs aloud with energy. Play it every morning and night. Spend 5 minutes visualizing your wealthy future. Take one small wealth-related action each day. Do this for 30 days. Your identity will begin to shift. Closing this chapter, you were not born broke. You were programmed broke. But now you have the code. Now you have the tools. Now you have the truth. In part 4, we go deeper into energy and attraction, because wealth isn't just built, it's attracted. You are now reprogramming your mind to receive it. Keep going, keep growing, think rich, live rich. Wealth Principle 4. Wealth is attracted, not chased. Rondrell's recap and mindset shift. You've started reprogramming your mind. You've seen how your thoughts shape your beliefs, your behavior, and ultimately your results. Now let's elevate your understanding even further. Because the wealth you're after, financial, spiritual, emotional, is not something you chase down like a wild animal. It's something you attract by who you become. You don't run after wealth, you align with it. You become a magnet for it. This isn't hype. It's how high-level creators, leaders, and builders operate. This is the energy shift that changes everything. Understanding vibration and frequency. Everything is energy. Your thoughts, your emotions, your words, they all carry a frequency. You are a living magnet. You attract into your life what you are, not what you want. Dr. Wayne Dyer, wanting wealth from a place of desperation only attracts more scarcity. But embodying abundance, even before you see it, brings it to you. Why? Because your actions, words, decisions, and presence change when you operate from belief instead of lack. Desperation pushes, certainty pulls. Chasing screams, I don't have it. Attracting whispers, it's already mine. Desperation repels opportunities. Confidence draws them in. This is why some people walk into a room and doors open, while others hustle endlessly with no results. It's not luck, it's frequency. It's identity. Example, Jim Carrey's $10 million check. In the early 1990s, before he was famous, Jim Carrey wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered. He dated it 5 years in the future. He visualized cashing it daily. 5 years later, he got a movie deal worth exactly $10 million. Was it magic? No, it was mental alignment. He acted, prepared, trained, worked, but from a place of belief. That belief shaped his energy, and his energy shaped his opportunities. How to become a wealth magnet? Let's get tactical. Here are the shifts to make. 1. Act like wealth is already yours. Dress sharp. Speak clearly. Walk like a person of purpose. 2. Make decisions from abundance, not fear. Invest in learning. Give generously. Say no to what drains you. 3. Speak the language of wealth. Replace I hope with I'm preparing for. Replace someday with I'm working on it now. 4. Show up with energy that sells. People buy confidence. Clients buy belief. Opportunities flow to those who vibrate certainty. Example, Sarah Blaney, composite case, single mom, broke, working 2 jobs, started recording herself giving talks about financial literacy, even when no one was watching, acted like she already had 1 million followers. In 18 months, she built a 6-figure coaching business. Why? She showed up with wealth energy before she had wealth. What you tolerate, you attract. If you tolerate chaos, you attract more of it. If you tolerate disrespect, you invite more of it. The wealthy are ruthless about their standards because they understand your standards are your signal. Raise your standards and the universe responds. Tony Robbins, upgrade what you tolerate and watch who and what shows up in your life. Environment magnetizes outcomes. Your surroundings speak to your subconscious. Clean space, clear mind. Order, energy. Even if you're broke, you can crack clean. Organize your desk. Dress with intention. Your environment should reflect where you're going, not where you've been. Action step, your wealth magnet protocol. Clean your space, physical clutter, mental clutter. Record and listen to 3 affirmations that feel rich in energy. Visualize your highest self walking into a room. How do they move? Speak, decide. Cut one thing you've been tolerating. Make one decision today from abundance, not fear. Repeat daily. Alignment beats hustle. Closing this chapter, wealth doesn't come to those who chase. It comes to those who align, who live in the frequency of belief, who walk, talk, and think like the wealthy before they see the evidence. In Part 5, we'll talk about action, the final piece that turns belief into results, because mindset without motion is just daydreaming, and you weren't built to chase, you were built to attract. Think rich, live rich, act accordingly. Wealth Principle 5, action transforms everything. Recap and mindset check. You've learned how wealth starts in the mind. You've studied the mindset blueprint. You've started reprogramming your thinking. You understand now, you don't chase wealth, you attract it through alignment. But none of it matters without this next step, action, because mindset without movement is self-deception. Belief without behavior is fantasy. Action is where the inner game becomes outer results. This is the line that separates dreamers from doers, talkers from builders, wannabes from winners. The world rewards execution. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Zig Ziglar. The marketplace doesn't reward intention. It doesn't care how much you want it. It rewards outcomes, solutions, results. Wealthy people know this. You move or you lose. They take imperfect steps. They fail fast. They iterate quickly. They build the plane while flying it. Procrastination is mental poverty. The poor mindset says, I'll do it when I have more time. I'll wait until I'm ready. Let me think about it. That mindset is a wealth killer. Rich thinkers know, the longer you wait, the further your wealth drifts. Waiting equals wasting. Example, Mel Robbins and the 5-second rule. Mel Robbins was stuck, broke, depressed, and spiraling until she discovered the 5-second rule. When she had an idea or a gut instinct, she'd count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. No hesitation, no overthinking, just immediate motion. That one rule pulled her out of poverty and launched a multi-million-dollar career. Because action is the antidote to fear, doubt, and delay. The momentum principle. Motion builds motivation, not the other way around. You don't wait to feel ready. You move, and the energy comes. Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. Dale Carnegie. Every tiny win creates momentum. Every step taken builds identity. Action says to your subconscious, I'm serious about this. And your subconscious responds with focus, belief, and clarity. Take messy, fast, relentless action. The wealthy don't wait for perfect conditions. They launch, they test, they learn in real time. Start before you're ready. Build while the world watches. Don't study for 3 years before starting a business. Start selling today and improve as you go. Don't wait to be confident before speaking up. Speak up until confidence catches up. didn't wait for capital, didn't wait for perfection, took action, eventually built a brand that made hundreds of millions. If you move, life moves with you. Focus on inputs, not just outcomes. You can't control when the tree bears fruit, but you can plant every day, water every day, show up every day. Wealthy people set process goals, make 5 offers a day, create content daily, invest 100 a month, take action in spite of fear. Fear doesn't disappear before you act. You act, then fear loses power. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Susan Jeffers. Every time you push through fear, you rewire your brain. You build courage. You build proof. You build wealth. Action step. 7-day motion streak. For the next 7 days, write 1 clear action step every morning. Take that action before noon. No excuses. Record your wins, no matter how small. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Repeat. Let momentum take over. Closing this chapter, you can think rich, you can speak rich, you can visualize wealth, but if you don't move, it's all noise. Take bold, fast, aligned action and don't stop, because while others are waiting for signs, for permission, for the right time, you're building. In part 6, we'll tackle the greatest enemy of wealth, fear, doubt, and how to destroy them before they destroy your future. Go move something. Think rich, live rich, act now. Wealth principle number 6, overcoming fear and doubt. You've taken action, you've broken through procrastination, you're moving, but then comes the next battle, fear, doubt, resistance, and here's the truth. You will never get rich if fear still owns your decisions. Fear is the invisible prison that keeps people stuck. It wears different masks. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of success. Yes, that too. It whispers lies into your ambition. What if you mess up? Who do you think you are? You're not ready. You've heard those voices. Now it's time to silence them. The 6 basic fears. Napoleon Hill. In Think and Grow Rich, Hill listed the 6 basic fears: fear of poverty, fear of criticism, fear of ill health, fear of loss of love, fear of old age, fear of death. But for wealth building, the 2 that kill dreams fastest are, the other keeps you invisible, and if you don't confront them, you'll stay stuck. Example, Thomas Edison. Edison failed over 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. When asked how it felt to fail that many times, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's not just resilience. That's a mindset trained to ignore fear. Fear hates repetition. Action kills anxiety. You are not your thoughts. Fear isn't truth. It's just a signal. It's your brain doing what it's built to do, keep you safe. But safety doesn't build wealth. Understand this. You can feel fear and still move forward. You can hear doubt and still act. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's action in spite of it. The loop of self-doubt. Here's how most people get trapped. They fear failure, so they wait. They lose confidence from inaction. Doubt grows stronger, and that loop repeats until they give up. Break the loop. Move anyway, even when it's shaky, even when your voice trembles, even when no one claps. Fear is a compass, not a wall. The thing you fear most, it's usually the thing you need to do next. Scared to launch your offer? Launch it. Nervous to raise your prices? Raise them. Hesitant to speak publicly? Book the mic. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. Jack Canfield. Fear marks the edge of your current identity. Push past it and you grow. Use physiology to crush fear. You can't think your way out of fear. You move your way out of it. Stand tall. Breathe deep. Speak with force. Change your state, and your fear shrinks. Motion creates emotion. Tony Robbins. Example, Oprah Winfrey. Terrified of public speaking, shamed as a child, silenced by trauma, but she kept showing up, 1 broadcast at a time, 1 story at a time. Now, one of the most influential communicators in history. Fear never left, but she outgrew it. Action Step Fear Exposure Challenge. For 7 days, write down 1 thing you're afraid to do related to your goals. Break it into a small, manageable step. Do that step before 12 p.m. each day. Reflect. What happened? What did you learn? This is fear reprogramming. Exposure shrinks anxiety. Confidence expands. Bonus, affirmations to rewire fear. Speak these daily. Write "I living for spawn to. I choose growth over comfort." Repetition reprograms reality. Closing this chapter. Fear is not the enemy. Staying still is. Every successful person you admire, they moved through fear. Now it's your turn. No more letting doubt write your story. No more letting fear decide your future. In part 7, we'll finish strong. Wealth is a responsibility. How real wealth isn't just about money, but what you do with it. You've come this far. Don't let fear steal what's already yours. Think rich, live rich. Feel the fear and move anyway. Wealth Principle 7. Wealth is a responsibility. Recap and refocus. You've come through the fire. You've exposed the poor mindset. You've studied the rich mindset. You've reprogrammed your thinking. You've learned to attract wealth, not chase it. You've taken action. You've stared fear in the face. Now we close with the truth most people avoid. Wealth isn't the end goal. It's a responsibility. Because real wealth, the kind that lasts, the kind that matters, isn't just about money. It's about meaning. It's about what you do with the money once you have it. The myth of arrival. Poor thinkers believe, if I just had money, all my problems would disappear. Wrong. Money doesn't solve character. It doesn't fix insecurity. It doesn't erase laziness. It magnifies who you already are. Wealthy thinkers know money is a magnifier. It multiplies whatever already exists. So if you're generous now, you'll be radically generous with wealth. If you're careless now, you'll be reckless when rich. That's why building the right mindset before the money matters. Example, Warren Buffett, worth over $100 billion, still lives in the same house he bought in 1958, still reads for hours a day, still gives away billions through long-term, high-impact philanthropy. Wealth didn't change his core, it amplified it. True wealth isn't flexed on Instagram, it's felt through impact. Can you fund a school? Can you help your family break generational cycles? Can you build something that lasts longer than you? Your legacy is every life you've touched. Maya Angelou. Wealth gives you power, but power without purpose is dangerous. You owe it to others to get rich. Yes, you heard that right. If you're the one in your family who's breaking the cycle, if you're the one with the vision, the drive, the fire, then it is your duty to build wealth. Why? Because broke people can't fund causes. Because struggling people can't lead movements. Because when your cup is full, you can pour into others. Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth. Muhammad Ali. Wealth expands your reach. Wealth fuels your mission. Wealth multiplies your message. In the book The Go-Giver, Bob Burg and John David Mann show that the most successful people aren't just takers, they're givers. They give value, they give service, they give solutions, and as a result, they receive more than they imagined. Your income is determined by how many people you serve and how well you serve them. That's the wealth mindset in action. Be a builder, not just a consumer. Most people consume. They scroll, they watch, they waste. Wealthy people build. They build brands, they build assets, they build teams, they build legacies, and builders carry responsibility. Responsibility to think bigger, to live cleaner, to move with integrity, to be an example. Action step, define your why beyond money. Ask yourself, what will I use wealth for? Who benefits when I win? What do I want to leave behind? How will I serve with what I build? Write your answers. Read them often. Let them drive your discipline. Final word, this is just the beginning. You've completed all 7 parts. You've broken mental chains. You've laid the foundation for wealth. Now the real responsibility begins. Stay sharp. Stay humble. Keep growing. Keep building. Keep serving. Wealth is not the end. It's a tool, a platform, a mission. Now go use it. Go become who you were born to be. Think rich, live rich, lead with purpose. Your wealth is your responsibility. Own it. You've just finished a mental transformation, not a seminar, not a speech, not another forgettable piece of motivation. This was a blueprint, a reprogramming, a calling. You didn't just listen to ideas, you absorbed principles. Principle 1, poverty begins in the mind. Principle 2, build the wealth mindset blueprint. Principle 3, reprogram your mind for wealth. Principle 6, overcome fear and doubt. Principle 7, wealth is a responsibility. These are not optional. These are not nice to have. These are laws of mental, emotional, and financial transformation. If you implement them, your life will not be the same 6 months from now, and in 5 years, you might not even recognize yourself, because the new you will have outgrown the old story completely. Why most people stay broke, even after hearing the truth. Most people don't change, even when handed the keys, even when shown the door, even when begged by their future self to wake up and move. Why? Because they consume inspiration like entertainment and never act on it. They nod their head, clap, feel pumped, and then do nothing. They don't write the goal. They don't show up at 5 a.m. They don't face the fear. They don't invest in the mentor. They don't cut the distractions. And because of that, they stay where they are, stuck, comfortable, bitter, envious, small. That's not you. You didn't listen this far for nothing. You didn't take in 25,000 plus words of truth just to let your old mindset win. So don't waste this. Don't let your momentum rot. Make this the line in the sand moment, the one you look back on and say, that's the day I stopped thinking poor. That's the day I started acting rich. You're now equipped. You now know equipped. That belief shapes destiny. That thoughts are real forces. That wealth is built from within before it shows up without. You know that wealthy people do not wait for permission, ask for luck, blame circumstance. They create, they act, they grow, they repeat. You've been shown their blueprint, and more importantly, you've been given permission to use it. You're not waiting anymore, you're building. If you don't implement this, here's what you're risking. Let's talk real stakes. If you don't implement these principles, your goals will stay ideas, your dreams will rot from lack of motion, your family may continue the same broken patterns, your potential will slowly die while you make excuses. You risk becoming someone who almost did something, someone who used to be motivated, someone who had potential. Don't be that person, because the other path, the one where you do implement, leads to everything you've ever wanted, confidence that's unshakable, clarity that makes you dangerous, wealth that funds your purpose, leadership that transforms others. That path requires courage, but courage you now have. You've learned how to build it. You've practiced it through this series, and now it's time to act on it. How to implement, step by step. This isn't about hype. This is about daily discipline. Here's your map. 1. Revisit your goals daily. Write them down. Speak them out loud. Visualize them as done. Schedule action, not just ideas. Put rich thinking activities in your calendar. Selling, studying, saving, investing. 3. Build your morning power routine. Affirmations, visualization, learning, planning. Start your day with intention, not reaction. 4. Audit your circle. Who drains your drive? Who feeds it? Cut low-frequency influences. Fast. Track what you control. Effort, outreach, creativity, follow-up. 7. Serve, build, give. Use your growing wealth to uplift others. When you give, you grow. Remember, this is a battle for your identity. Every single day, your old mindset will try to claw you back. It'll try to sell you fear, laziness, and doubt. You must win the war between your old self who is scared and stuck, your new self who builds and leads. Every decision either feeds one or the other. So when you don't feel like it, act anyway. When you're afraid, move anyway. When you want to quit, remember why you started. You're not just doing this for money, you're doing this for freedom, for impact, for generations behind you who don't yet have a voice. You are the first. You are the one. You are the example. You're ready now. This is not the end. This is your launch pad. Don't binge this content and forget it. Implement it. Live it. Pass it down. Put the principles on your wall. Tattoo the mindset into your habits. Become the wealth magnet, not the chaser. This is your time. This is your test. This is your turning point. Think rich, live rich, act rich, give rich.